Hi, welcome back to Shave with Fuzzy. I'm Fuzzy. Hi, y'all. On Monday morning, Fuzzy's in a good mood. I actually got the whole weekend off. I worked extra hours on Friday. My last little shift at that place I was talking about, we were covering for. Then I went in on the night shift and did my normal shift. Then I'm working extra hours today. Had the weekend off, Saturday and Sunday. I didn't even look at a razor. Yeah. Got a lot done around the old apartment here. Did some stuff and this, that, and the other. And spent too much money because I had free time. But I ate good. I ate pretty good. Went out with Agent Double O Devin for breakfast once, and then we went and ate lunch the other day at a nice little Chinese buffet. And just let me say, I put some hurt on the buffet. You know, it's when they run over the table and go, you gotta go now. So it's an all-you-can-eat buffet. That's all you can eat. You've been here for an hour. But anyway, sorry if that offends anybody. That was can't remember the name of the comedian. He's dead and gone now, I think. He's really, really, really big guy. And that was one of his jokes about going to the buffet. You leave now. You've been here for an hour. We don't pay light bill. So anyway, for a shave today, it's Micromatic Monday, but, you know, well, okay. Nah, you know, I didn't think about it being Micromatic Monday till I said Micromatic Monday. So anyway, I did Micromatic Monday last week. I actually did Williams Wednesday, and the video didn't work out, so I did it, though. Then it was a busy week. So anyway, we're not going to use the Micromatic today. I hate to disappoint. So I was digging around through some razors, and I noticed the other day, I think it was CD and VT. Anyway, young man in Vermont had did a push button shave, and I've got a push button. These were late 50s, 58, 59, something like that. I think I've seen commercials for them in 59. This one has got a little bit of a deal right there. I don't think it's going to hurt anything. I haven't shaved with this one. I have other push buttons. This was one that was sent to me at one time to be given away, and I never got around to the giveaway. Well, it was user giveaway, and I was going to give it away, and I never got around to it. Sorry about that. But anyway, a push button shave. So I was at Dollar Tree, which is one of my favorite places that everybody knows. Let's turn that noise off. And they have a men's shave cream now. These were being sold in little tubes, I think, and I just think these are the bigger tubes. But this one is cedarwood and sage, and it's Bolero, B-O-L-E-R-O, Bolero. And it's got something else written on there. Let me put the old eyeballs on so I can. It says Bolero Beverly Hills. I had to throw that. I like the Beverly Hills Polo Club when you go to Ross's or whatever it is. But anyway, directions for use. Put glasses on. Apply a generous amount to face, spread around areas to be shaved. Using razor, gently remove applied cream, rinse and dry face, apply after shave lotion. So it's saying it's brushless, but yeah, we're going to see if it'll work with a brush. I've got my favorite 1305 Smog down here, and we're going to finish up with the Clubman Pinaud, the classic vanilla aftershave. So it's Clubman, not Pinaud. It is Pinaud Clubman, but it's classic vanilla. So there you go. It's good stuff. All right, well, let's see if we can get this on and see what happens. Now, I've used the little tubes of cream before, and they work good, but I can't remember, and I don't go back and look stuff up, but I can't remember if they work with the brush or if they were completely brushless. There's a lot of creams that are brushless that work with a brush, and I think that's the best way to do it, personally. I'm not a big fan. Now, is that saying that I can't use brushless creams, or I won't use, not a bad set, that I won't use, but no, that's not what that means at all. It means I prefer a cream that I can use a brush on, more the traditional manner. Speaking of traditional manner, so I had a thought the other day. I had actually in a conversation told one of the youngins the other day when they were talking about older people don't know this and older people don't know that, and the other about technology. And when I was in high school is when the PCs started coming out. They had the early, the Tandies. I remember the Tandies and the early Commodore 64s and all this stuff. I remember when IBM came out with the AS400s and this time of stuff. And as we went along, then we developed phones. So anyway, they were talking about how our generation, because we always talk about their generation, how lazy they are, and they don't have the same work ethics and all this stuff. And they were talking about, well, y'all don't know this, and y'all never had this, and y'all didn't have a world where we had the computers and the technology and the email and all this. And I told her, no, didn't have it, but we created it. So anyway, people in our generation are the ones that created that stuff. Ronald Reagan, back in 80 some odd, gave a speech, and I like listening to Ronald Reagan's speeches. Everybody's got an opinion on the man, or everybody voting at the time has an opinion on the man. I don't know. Let's see, 80s. I didn't graduate high school till 88. I don't think I ever had a chance to vote for him. I think I started voting after him. But anyway, I think I would have voted for him, and I like listening to his speeches. Either, they had better speech writers back then, or people just spoke better back then. So the cream is going to work really good with the brush. There's no problem using the brush on the cream. We'll see about the second pass. It's probably going to be kind of light, but that's okay. There's not a pronounced scent, which is okay too. And anyway, but that was the point he made. He was saying that there were young people. All right, push button. It is a new blade. And I don't know, it's just a blade. Well, that's not good. Well, all right, hold on. Hold that thought. Put that blade aside. I don't like the way that blade's feeling. I've got a 1 or 2 use blade up here. Close it up. You can get bad blades right out. And that's what happened. A bad blade right out of the thing. Now, I don't know if it was a stainless blade or if it was a carbon blade. I'm pretty sure it was a stainless blade. But you can get bad blades right out. And it may be that it's a stainless blade and it just feels that rough. They can be rough on the first, but I wouldn't use that blade again. All right, so anyway, so that's what Reagan was saying. He was talking about that the younger person was giving him some crap because you didn't have this when you were growing up. You didn't have that when you were growing up. That was before we had all the stuff we have now. That was kind of the start of it. And his answer was just like my answer. Now, I said that before I ever heard his speech. But I said the same thing. No, we didn't have that. Our generation invented that. So I was reading another article the other day talking about old people and how ridiculous we dress and how ridiculous we act and how ridiculous we think. And I got to thinking, that's probably true. Every generation thinks the generation before it is square, right? But what you have to remember is folks that look like us, just like us, think like us, talk like us, went to the moon, invented all these cool gadgets that you have today, or started the process. I mean, obviously there's people that were alive back then that have done things since then to improve on everything and to make things better. I get it. I do. You don't have to fill up my inbox with 5 million things. Oh, wait a minute. This generation did this and we did that. Okay, yeah, you did. I'll go for it. But anyway, next time somebody goes off on a rant talking about the old people, remind them that it was the old people that started the process for what they had. And I love the youngins today talking about how we destroyed the earth with our petroleum and our oil. So, well, the only reason you have anything you have now is because of that. The Industrial Revolution, if it wasn't for that, it wasn't for the petroleum, it wasn't for all that, you'd still be, oil lamps and walking behind a donkey to plow the fields. You wouldn't have the medical stuff you had today. Now, that being said, 99% of the problems that we have come from the fact that there's too many people on this rock. And the reason there's too many people on this rock is because we have artificially extended, and I've said it before, we have artificially extended the length of our lives to the point to where, it's unsustainable at times and places. Fewer people use fewer resources. Fewer people also leave a smaller footprint, as we call it these days. All right. You don't have those problems. Push button, as you can see. Really good job. Now, this was towards the end. After the push buttons, they had what? The Contour and the Contour 2, which were extremely mild. This one's pretty mild. I think the push button, there's some differences I understand in the head between the push button, the G-Bar, which is the heavy flat top, and the featherweight. But I don't think there's enough difference in the heads that they really mattered a whole lot, not looking at them. Same with the Contour and Contour 2. All those have really similar looking heads to me. But, so this would be definitely considered a milder razor. It does definitely not have the blade feel of one of the older chicks. Or one of the older, where did I get chick out of that? Anyway, of one of the older, like the 1912 models and that kind of stuff. It does not have even the blade feel of any of those. Very mild, but as you can see, even with a couple of days worth of growth I had there, once we got a good blade going, razor's a razor, blade's a blade. If the blade is defective, if the blade is dull, you can't make a dull blade shave. Shave. I don't know where I get shave from. I don't know. Sometimes things like that just happen. But anyway, I'm gonna put a disclaimer in the discussion in the on this here shave that I'm just kind of rambling today, so feel free to turn the volume down and just watch the shave. Not a problem. But it just got me. I get that all the time with these young people, and it's just so horrible these days. In my profession, especially, we get young people in, and they don't do anything. They don't understand the service industry, and that you have to work, and that you have to everything that goes into it, that you have to be alert and attentive and know what's going on and pay attention and not be on your phone all the time. Even if all you're doing is walking around a building, you can't be on your phone all the time because you're going to miss stuff. Oh, I see everything. I understand. No, you don't. Trust me. And fight that battle all the time. And then they want to come up with, you didn't know, you don't know. And it's like, yeah, we invented it. I know exactly. I told one of them the other day, I had a truck phone when it was a really, 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 really big deal to have a truck phone. Had one of the first Motorola flip phones, which was the MicroTac 560. The one I had, that was one of the first. It may not have been the first, but it was one of the first. And sure did. So I've been playing with the technology for a while, boys and girls. I know what I'm talking about. All right, here we go. A little of the Clubman Classic Vanilla. Woo, yeah. Now, is it as good as the original Clubman? In its way, yes. It's a good barbershop scent. It is really good. Overall, would I rate it better than Clubman or the Lustre Coachman? Probably not. But it is what it is, and it is a really good barbershop. You got that, the citrus musk, the lime sec. Those are all wonderful. The Special Reserve, which is the one I used to call the Indiana Jones of aftershaves. I need to get some more of that. I'm out of that and have been. I got to get over to Lafayette. And if you like the old barbershop scents and you hadn't tried the phenol stuff, wrong with you. Get on it. But anyway, next time you're making fun of old folks and the way we do things and the way we dress and the way we act, just remember, folks like that, they got you where you are. Of course, my generation had to remember that about the generation before. We always talk about the old guys when we were young guys. Oh, what do they know, them old guys? And they would go back and talk about the military service and all that stuff. A lot of respect there. But, so every generation, the generation before is the old stogies. And to the generation before, the new ones are the newbies. They don't want to do anything. They're just lazy. Normal. There we go. All right. So if you don't have a push button, they're really nice little shavers. If you have a featherweight, if you have a heavy flat top, they're pretty much the same. The neat thing about the push button was the push button. Close the top, give it a push, and it's locked. There's not a spring to worry about going bad and all that kind of stuff. I've always liked that. No, they do have their spring. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. For someone, there is a spring back there, like on the head of the night, flat spring that pushes the head up. You don't have a spring that holds it closed. You don't have the pressure of the spring holding it, snapping it closed. Let me rephrase that before everybody goes crazy on me, because that'll happen. All right, well, look, I'm going to go walk the dogs and get dressed and get ready for work, go in early for work, probably stop and pick me up something to munch on the way, or pick me up some noodles for the night. I love those bowl noodles. Oh, yeah, they're high in salt. I get it. I understand. Don't care. Oh, got carbs in them. Don't care. I like my noodles. You have a good day. Whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, hope you got plenty of hot coffee and happy shaves to you.